All right, let's get right into it. If you're someone who absolutely loves the idea of a cozy fireplace but can't stand the smoky, frustrating reality that sometimes comes with it, then you are in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about a pretty simple but honestly brilliant solution to some of the most common fireplace headaches, the chimney extension. You know the scene, right? You get a beautiful fire going, and then, slowly but surely, the room starts filling up with smoke. Or maybe you've got that lingering, smoky smell that just won't go away, even when there's no fire. Well, that's not just annoying. It's basically your chimney sending out an SOS. It's a huge sign that something isn't working the way it's supposed to. So what's really the deal here? To figure out the problem, we first have to understand the invisible force that actually makes your fireplace work in the first place. I want you to think of it like the engine of your chimney. It's a concept called draft. And believe me, when that engine isn't running smoothly, your whole system just sputters. At its core, it all comes down to some really simple physics. Hot air rises. The bigger the temperature difference between the hot gases inside your chimney and the cooler air outside, the stronger that upward pull or draft becomes. This natural vacuum is what's supposed to pull all that smoke and soot safely up and out of your house. So a weak draft means a weak vacuum. And that's when smoke decides to invade your living room instead of exiting stage left. And this is how that science connects directly to what you're actually dealing with. That stubborn, smoky smell, the fire that just sputters and struggles to get going, those are not random problems. They are classic, textbook symptoms of a weak draft. Your fireplace is literally telling you that it can't breathe right. So what's the number one culprit here? In the vast majority of cases, it's this. Your chimney is just too short. See, a taller chimney creates a much bigger pressure difference, and that means you get a much stronger draft. If it's not tall enough, it just doesn't have the oomph it needs to do its job. Which brings us perfectly to the hero of this entire explainer, the chimney and flue extension. It's such a straightforward answer to what is, at its heart, a problem of physics and airflow. Simply put, it's just a way to make your chimney taller. That's it. And by adding that extra height, you're directly boosting the chimney's draft. You're giving that invisible engine the horsepower it needs to pull all that smoke up and out, exactly where it's supposed to go. But you know, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Not all chimneys are the same, and neither are the extensions. So the big question is, how do you know which one is right for you and your home? Let's break down the options. Okay, you basically got three main flavors. First, there's the fixed or standard extension. This is your workhorse, your go-to for a permanent, rock-solid height increase. Then you have telescoping extensions, which are pretty cool because they're adjustable. This is perfect if you live somewhere windy or in a valley where atmospheric pressure can change and mess with your draft. And finally, for those older, funkier chimneys with weird bends or offsets, a flexible extension is the ultimate problem solver. The material it's made from matters a lot too. Galvanized steel is your more budget-friendly option, but the trade-off is that it can rust over time, especially with all that heat and weather exposure. Stainless steel, on the other hand, is what the pros really recommend. It's incredibly tough, laughs in the face of corrosion, and is pretty much a must-have if you live anywhere humid or near the coast. Yeah, it costs a bit more upfront, but it's an investment you only have to make once. Okay, so we know what they are, what they're made of. But what's the real payoff? Why go through the trouble? Let's talk about the actual benefits plus a super important rule of thumb every single homeowner should have in their back pocket.
And believe me, the payoff is huge, and it goes so far beyond just stopping the smoke. A proper extension gives you a better, hotter, cleaner fire because of improved combustion. It helps protect your chimney from rain, critters, and leaves, and, this is a big one, it helps you meet safety building codes all while making your fireplace run way more efficiently. It's a win-win-win.
And speaking of safety codes, if you remember one thing from this, make it this. It's called the 3-2-1 rule, and it is the absolute gold standard for figuring out how tall your chimney needs to be. Let's walk through it. It's simple. First, your chimney has to stick up at least 3 feet above the point where it comes through your roof. Easy enough. But here's the real kicker. It also has to be 2 feet taller than anything within a 10-foot horizontal radius. So why does that matter? Well, think about wind hitting a nearby roof peak. It creates this little pocket of high-pressure air that can literally push smoke right back down your chimney. Getting your chimney above that turbulence is absolutely key, and an extension is often the easiest way to satisfy this critical safety rule. And get this, it's pretty amazing. You might not even need a massive, towering extension. For so many homes that struggle with that annoying smoke blowback, just adding a mere 6 to 12 inches of height can completely solve the problem. A tiny adjustment can make a world of difference. Now, I know how tempting it might be to look at this and think, hey, I could probably do that myself. But I gotta tell you, this is one of those projects where calling in a professional is absolutely non-negotiable. Let's talk about why getting it installed right and doing a little upkeep is so important.
A professional makes sure every little detail is perfect. They get the sizing exactly right for your specific flue. They mount it so securely that it's not going anywhere, even in a crazy storm. And maybe most importantly, they create a perfect weatherproof seal. We're not just talking about performance here. We're talking about preventing costly water damage and, even more seriously, dangerous gas leaks.
I really want to be crystal clear on this. Trying to DIY this can be a disaster. A bad fit can lead to the very smoke problem you were trying to fix. It can cause major water leaks that damage the structure of your home. Or, and this is the most serious one of all, it could allow deadly, silent carbon monoxide to build up inside. Seriously, this is a job for the pros. The good news is, once it's installed correctly, keeping it in good shape is super easy. When you get your annual chimney cleaning, just ask them to give the extension a quick once-over. Make sure there's no rust, check that it's still attached firmly, and see that the cap isn't clogged up with leaves. Just a few simple checks once a year is all that takes. So, we'll leave you with this final thought. The next time you're outside, take a look at your house and ask yourself that one simple question. Is my chimney actually tall enough? Because finding the answer to that could be the key to a safer, more efficient, and way more enjoyable fireplace for years to come.